Over the first test of 320 SCADA. We've been assigned the MSU dairy. Our task is to basically complete a SCADA system, a simple SCADA system for a automation line. So it says we've been assigned on a project of raw milk portion of the plant, and our final project should be similar somewhat to this. It says that the truck offloading is sent to the deaerator by pump 1, and then it specifies which motor and intakes to use. And then it says that sends the milk from the deaerator to the cooling tank by once again specified pumps. It says that cooling water is filtered through our cooling tank using motor 3 or 7. And then a pump is also used to send it off to the rest of the factory line. It says to use positive displacement pumps. Our pumps should display state and amps, and then clicking on the pump should open a control pop-up with past parameters, and then the pumps on the intake screen should have all display components grouped with custom properties bound to tags. So if we hop over to here, we see this is our navigation bar, but then if we go to our actual window, this is what our view is in our designer. If we go into a play mode and we click play, we pop up and we see that the state of our motors is currently being displayed. The amps are currently being displayed, as well as if it's on or off, and then this is for the state, 1 being on, 0 being off. So if we go in and we click off here, it turns it off, as well as if we go into our state and we type in 0, it shows us that our pump has also been forced off. It repeats this for every single one of the pumps. So if we go back to our window, when we click a new pump, it'll pop up with the new amperage, but still with the same on, off, as well as state. So looking back at our designer. And this is all driven through custom properties in the root container itself. I have one for the instance, that's what's driving my amperage. The on-off is our 2-state toggle button, and then the state is our multi-state toggle button. No, I think it's 3. No. Okay. Yeah, 0, 1. Okay. So, it says that both tanks should have cutaways and display the fluid levels with a level switch states displayed for each tank. So back to our designer once again, back to our main window. We have our tanks, we have our levels, and then we also have up in our compressor memory tags for our level sensor. And this level sensor is connected at 4 different places in our system, and that's on both windows. It says that the refrigeration discharge pressure and discharge temp are already present. Use them as tag bindings and scale them. So that is these for our temperatures, for our numeric labels. If we go in and see it, we see that it has been scaled from 0 to 50 on a 0 to 100. Oh wait, 30 to 50, okay. So it's been scaled on a 30 to 50. It says that we will need to add memory tags for our motor pump state runoff, and a faulted state should generate an alarm. So if we go over to our alarm page, we see that we actually have a few of our pumps that are activating an alarm at the moment, as well as others that are working correctly. It says that we need to make a memory tag for the motor pump start stop. If we go back to our motors, we see that we have a start stop as well as a state memory tag. It says that we need a memory tag for the deaerator and cooling tanks with an alarm for 90+% fill. So if we go back to our compressor, you see we have a cooling tank temp, as well as if we go down to our tower, we have a cooling tank as well as our deaerator level. These are our 2-level memory tags. It wants a memory tag for temperatures, and it should alarm at 42 degrees, and this should be added to our historian. So if we go to temp, wait, hold on, which temperature is it? Cooling tank temp. So that was the one that I showed in here. So this is my memory tag for my cooling tank temp. And this will throw an alarm if the number put into the value is greater than 42. Once expression tags for the high and low levels of the switch, and it should alarm when on. So if we go back into our designer again, we find our expression tags for our level sensors. We go to our edit tags. We can see that we currently have a script put into it. If we go down to our alarms, we have an alarm that'll set if it goes below 1, as well if it goes above 95. Memory tags for temperature, flow, and pressure for the line from the deaerator to raw milk cooling tank. These should have alarms of temperatures of less than 80 degrees, flow that is greater than 20 or less than 40, or greater than 20 or less than 20 or greater than 40, apologies, as well as pressure greater than 80 psi. So if we go back here and we go down to our tower, you see we have line flow, pressure, and temp, all of which have been configured with alarms to set above 80 psi, or for temperature to set, temperature and pressure both for 80. And then for our flow, we have it set for an above and a below set point. It also wants a memory tag for temperature on the outgoing line of the heat exchanger. Go back to our main window. This is our outgoing line of the heat exchanger. And then we have our memory tag right here for outgoing heat exchange. Finally, it said that it wanted to include an MSU logo on the navigation bar. So if we go back and we go to our navigation bar, we have our MSU logo at the top, our pop-up, our alarms, as well as refrigeration 1 and 2. All of the pump buttons for refrigeration 2 have been set for the same as refrigeration 1. So if we go through, it'll also pop up separate motors as well as amperages. That's my test 1. If anything was incorrect or if I missed anything, please let me know. Have a great day.